So here I have the second page of the Codex Argenteus, and if you haven't seen the first page, I recommend watching that first. But in any case, as you can see, Gothic doesn't have spaces like in the modern day we usually have, and lines break in the middle of words, and even like from page to page, you can have the last part of the word is on the first page. So if you see that, then you know that this sentence should start Nive manujo verthith. So as you can hear, as you can see, here's the visual right here, and then verthith is varezos gerechtins. Unless your righteousness gerechtins and isvarezos is yar, like specifically the plural. In modern English, we have like just you and yar as opposed, but we used to have thou and thine and thy and all that, and cognates of those exist in Gothic, so if you're familiar with how to use those should be helpful. Nive manujo verthith is varezos gerechtins. Unless your righteousness shall become greater, manujo is greater, and verthith is become. So thise vocarie achfarise. Then is tho. Tho can mean a few different things, but in this case it's then. Thise so thise is of those. So you might be tempted to think that it's these, which it kind of is, or of the is another way to say what it means. But it's so in Gothic there's sa and thata, and it's tempting to think that sa is the, thata is that, and this is this, but they're all forms of the same word. So the difference between these is not of like distance or anything. They're all specifically thata is neuter, sha is masculine, and this is genitive, and there are like different forms of everything. So that's important to keep in mind. It's not means it doesn't mean exactly what you might think. Tho thise vocarie yachfarise. Then, so it's saying then, unless your righteousness exceed that of the, so the righteousness of the vocarie is a scribe. So if you know the English word book, that would, then you know what this is. Wrong font. So here's book, and that's related to vocarie, which is a scribe. And if you think about what a scribe does, they write in a book or whatever. So that's a way you can remember that. So they're like a booker, I guess, is what that would be like if you translated. Specifically, this is genitives because it's of the scribes. And then yachfarise, so this e, that's the genitive. So usually when you see the e at the end, that'll show that it's genitive, and the word is pharise, which is Pharisee. Not really a word we use in modern English, but it's pretty easy to remember that it's Pharisee because it's Pharise in the genitive. That's specifically what Pharise of the Pharisees is how you translate. So So the sentence started, Nive manuso verthith is varesos rechtins, thothise vocarie achvarise, ni thoquimith in thuan gardie himene. So unless your righteousness exceed that of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall on no account come into the kingdom of heaven, of the heavens specifically. So this, I said it was genitive. It's actually genitive plural is what that is. So that's like most of the time when you see that, it's genitive plural. Ne is not. Tho is sort of like then here. It's quimith, you shall come, or you come. It's specifically in the plural. So this is, in Gothic, the non-past plural for the second person, so you shall come, and the third person, he, she, they come, whatever, for a singular person is the same. So you'll see that a lot. Quimeth is what it is for the verb quimon, and here you can see it's quimeth. So you shall not come, and I'm translating it with the future tense because that's how to translate it, but it could just as easily be he shall not come, or he does not come, or you do not come. In theodan gardie himene. So in can mean in or into, and then theodan gardie is kingdom. So theodangard is the word for kingdom, so that's spelled like this. Or theodangare, because it's this I. Yeah, sorry about that. I made a mistake. It is sort of more abstract. So it's not just the king. This it's the like the realm of the king more so, and then himene, like I said, genitive plural of humans. So humans is heaven. Then we have himena, heavens. I think I'm probably making a mistake here. What is the? Sorry, yeah, it was hymens. Okay. So hymena isn't heavens. It's dative singular. So to heaven, and then so hymenos. I've never seen hymenos, which is why I made that mistake. But anyways, hymenos would be heavens, and then hymene is of the heavens, and then hymenam is to the heavens. If you want to translate dative as to, which is how it usually it is, but you can also like say things like from hymenam, like from the heavens, and you still use the dative case here, which might be confusing if you're a monolingual English speaker or your native language otherwise doesn't have cases. But this is the dative case. Anyways, here we have hymene, so genitive plural. And that's all that for the first sentence. And then we go on to the next one. Hoshidelu, which means you have heard. So this, like I said, Gothic doesn't have a dedicated future tense, but it does have a past tense. So hoshidelu, you plural have heard. Thati quithanist. So thati is that. Quithan means said, and then ist means is. So hoshidelu thati quithanist means you have heard that it is said. That said it is, even if you want to translate it as like with the same sentence order. So what? Who is it said to? It's said to them erizam. So this is the dative. So it's more like to them erizam. So that means like those of earlier times, the ancestors, whatever. So what's said to them? Ne morthries. So do not is how you translate this ne. So do not morthries. Or you should not even. You should not murder. Mortharion sounds a lot like murder, so you can remember it that way, because it's, if it's another Germanic language, you will find words that are just immediately recognizable, or if not immediately, you can see words that are similar to the modern ones, and sometimes that's just a coincidence. I don't think it is here, though. If shai morthorith. So if means like but or however, and then shai, like who, morthorith, murders, skulawerthith stoe. So the skula is a word meaning debtor, or like someone who's like the guilty party, I believe. Werthith. So this is become. It was here earlier, so remember, manejo werthith, become greater, and here it is, skula werthith stoe. And here it doesn't exactly mean become, and it's a bit hard to translate word for word. But it's basically they shall be. I can't remember how the King James Bible says it, but it's something like they shall be guilty to the judge or something like that. But okay, so this is another way of saying but. We have athan iquitha. I say, quithan is to say, quitha, I say, idris. So now, one thing to note, it's specifically I say. They said this, but I am saying this. So that's why we have that it. So quitha already means I say, but we're putting the pronoun ik, which means I, there just to put emphasis. They said this, but I'm saying to you, that whoever what does this mean? I think it's saying like modach. So okay. Whoever angry. So basically this is an adjective meaning angry. So whoever angry at their brother, their own brother, sware. So anyone angry at their brother without reason, skulawerthith stoe. So the like it's the same as just before, skulawerthith stoe. They shall be guilty to the judge or something like that. However, who calls their own brother Raka, which isn't a native Gothic word, it's not really something you need to learn. It's just a word for fool that's like in the Bible or whatever. I think if you go to that verse, it'll also say Raka or whatever, or Raka if you're saying it in English. I don't know. So here we have Ra. Now Ra can mean togetherness, and then Quumthe, you might recognize it as being related to Quiman. So it means something related to coming together, and it actually means, like a coming together of different people. So it's like, what was the word, like a council or something. Athan. Now, here we have, if you're reading this on Wolfala or someplace, you won't see this little but that's an N, that's a norths, but in the Codex Argenteus, if you're reading it, you'll see those, and they just are on the end of end of lines mostly, and they just stand for the consonant, the letter N in this case. But Shai Quithith Dwala, who says fool, Dwala is so we have the adjective even, dwalls, and that's the normal adjective, the strong form. But if you want to say the fool, you would say Sadwala. And if you want to call someone a fool, you would say just Dwala. Unless you're, like talking to like a feminine or neuter fool, then that'll be, different sometimes. Whatever. But since this is vocative, it's Dwala. And then what's going to happen to them? They're going to go into Gehennan. So this means hell. It's related to the Greek, or it's not just related, it comes from Greek or Latin or whatever. But I'll say Greek. I think Latin also takes it from Greek. Funins. Funins might doesn't really look like the what we would call this in English, but you can really the F is the only thing that's the same. It's the word fire. So funins means fire. So the fires of hell, basically. Javenu veres everything du hundsla stada. If now, okay, so here we see that there's no pronoun here. It's just veres, javenu veres, or veres even. Javenu veres. If now you're carrying ever. Now this is a bit of a weird word, but it means offering or. Yeah, I mean, that's what it means, but the problem with it is we're not exactly sure that that's what it's supposed to say. Maybe it's supposed to say liver. It's hapax. We're not sure that it's ever. Usually, you could also use Yuva, which means basically gift. It's related to Yuvan. But anyways, veres everything. Javenu veres everything. Du hundslastada. If now you carry your offering, so thine, it's related to thine. Du hundslastada. So hundsl, that's like sort of offering, and then stada, that's like place. So we have the offering place, in other words, the altar. And there, remember that you vrothar things that your brother, things, vrothar things, your brother, haveth. And here you can see that that th at the end. So like in English, you might say, if you're speaking like early modern English or something, you might say haveth or something, but now we would just say has, or no, it's hath. Hath is the word. Sorry, I don't really speak much early modern English. I don't read too much Shakespeare, or whatever. So here we have hua, which means basically what. So hua does not have a T at the end, unlike the English word, which is its cognate. So havet hua vithuk has what against you, or in this case has something against you. Aflit yenar, leave yenar there. Yenar is related to yonder, and yan and all that. So leave over there in that place. So, that's a typo. Givathina. Now here we can see that what was earlier referred to as an where was it? Ever. What was just referred to ever now becomes Giva. So that's it seems that they're synonyms, or maybe this was meant to be Giva or something. I don't know. Givathina in Anwerthia in the presence of Hunslastadis. So here we have the genitive singular, Hunslastadis. This is genitive singular. So if you see ish at the end of the verb, usually it's genitive singular. If you wanted to say the wolves, you would say wolfish. If you wanted to say of the wolves, you would say wolfe. Genitive plural, genitive singular. That's how that works. Where was I? In Anwerthia Hunslastadis, yeah, that gang forthis gesifjon brother thinam. The thinam isn't there. But in any case, yach means and, gang means go, forthis means first, gesifjon is like reconcile, so like reconcile with your brother is basically what that's saying. And that's the end of page 2, so I hope you learned something. That's it done for me. See you next time if I, when or whatever. I'll probably get around to making the next part at some point.